Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Saturday, July 19th of 2025. This is, my daughter, my oldest, turned 24 just a couple days ago, so we are taking her out for supper tonight. So I am going to be wrapping her birthday gift. It's not a lot of things, it's just a few little things that I think she would enjoy. But I'm gonna say, so first thing is the gift bag I bought from Dollar Tree. It was $1.75. I also had the tissue paper from the Dollar Tree. This is that glitter one, or it's a metallic film. So you only get 4 sheets. So this was also $1.75. It's a little bit pricey, but I just thought it would just kind of add, you know, the gift bag is shiny. This kind of adds to it. And I also had the card that also has some of that pinky purple kind of foil to it. The card I got from Dollarama for $1. And the envelope, of course, is nice and pink. And then I have tissue paper of my own, so I just grabbed a stack of the pink tissue paper, at least the ones I thought were the closest to go with the bag. And then I also had picked up these balloons. They were $1.25 each, so I got a 2 and a 4, so I can do 24. And then I also grabbed this pack of 12 balloons. It's called a balloon kit. This was $2.50. So you're getting 4 balloons that are clear with the confetti, and then you're getting 8 balloons with the butterflies on it. So you get 2 pink, 2 purple, 2 blue, and 2 green. And then I had also grabbed one of these little weights for the helium-filled balloons. This was $1.50. Now these balloons are not going to be helium-filled. I'm just going to spend the next, I don't know, half hour or something blowing up 14 balloons. But I want to tie the balloons, like I thought maybe I could tie the balloons to this somehow. It has this, I can just move these out of the way. It has this metal wire here with the hook up here, so you can tie the balloons to. So I thought, well, maybe I can just take these balloons and tie them to this, or tie them to any of these things, or some of these, tie a balloon to a couple of these, just to kind of make it look kind of cute looking, a nice little display. And it was my idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I will try it out. And then we'll get to the gifts. So like I said, I don't spend a lot of money. I mean, my kids can buy anything they need. I just find things throughout the year, things I think that they're going to enjoy or just kind of like. So this is last summer I had picked this up at a garage sale. And I don't remember, it was either free or $1 or $2. I don't know. It was just, and that's just it. If I find something secondhand, I let my kids know, oh, I got this secondhand. I only paid this much. Almost 2 years ago, my daughter from work, I think it was a year and a half, I don't know, about a year or maybe 2 years, I honestly can't remember. She won a trip from work to Disney World, or I'm trying to remember which is which. Anyway, she was in Florida, Orlando. So I guess that's Disney World. Okay, I have to think about it. I've never been to either, so my closest is Canada's Wonderland. But I've never been to any of those type of big places. So it's so cute. It's Mickey, everything. But, and here, if I can find the label right here, it does say Disneyland. So no, she was at Disney World. But it also has the tag, and it says Disney Theme Park Merchandise. So I just thought, like out of all my kids, I mean, I know it says this was sold exclusive for Disneyland. She was at Disney World. I really don't think that's going to be much of a big difference. I know she loves backpacks and bags and things. It's a good sized little bag here. It even has the zippered pocket. And everybody knows she went there. So I'll let her know I got a yard sale under $2. And that's why I grabbed it, was because I found it the same time she had just gone. And then I've got this cookbook here. I bought this a year ago. So before Christmas. I thought maybe one of my kids would like it. So this was at Dollarama. I paid $4 for it, I believe. And it is the World of Warcraft. So it's, you know, all this stuff, and it's got the maps of everything, all the different locations, and it's got the food that's theme based on different locations. Some of it looks really cool, and I thought if none of my kids are into the Warcraft stuff, it would be a really cool cookbook just to have at my house. So I asked my daughter which of her siblings or her does this game, and she said she's more into it than anybody else. So I said, okay, well, I guess, you know, well, I got her other things for Christmas. So I thought, well, she seemed to be the type of person who would go through this, find it really fascinating. If you know where the different spots on the maps are, if you know who the characters are, and then you find the food that's based on location or the characters, she's the one who I know, you know, based on talking to my other kids, she'd be the one who would actually try some of these recipes out. So I'm going to give it to her. I'm trying to find the price. I don't have my glasses on. So let's see. $35 US, 47 Canadian. So like 50 bucks for a cookbook. And I got the dollar store for $4. So that I know she's going to really enjoy. I know she loves Star Wars. And so I actually found this at the Dollarama for $5. And it has, you know, Princess Leia in the dial, and then it's got all the different characters all around the wristband. And it's the Star Wars Zoom Zoom, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, she kind of, out of all my kids, I think she'd be the one who would love this the most. Again, it wasn't very expensive, but, you know, just something about it that I think she would like this. Whether or not she wears it, if she just collects it, because she's got a whole bunch of Star Wars themed things that she has in her place, that this she could just set on her shelf with the rest of the Star Wars collection. And then I said she's got a cat. Her boyfriend had 2 cats. Now they have 3 cats. So I found this mug. It was at Superstore. It was only $5. And it's a nice minty green with all these different cats all over it. And then right up here in the rim, it says meow or never. And I just thought that is just such a perfect cup for her to have, whether or not she uses it, but just have it sitting out with her mug collection. And then the last thing is this candle. This was also from Superstore. I'm going to say I don't remember how much it was. It was between $9.50 and $10, or just under $10. I don't remember. It was in that clearance spot. So it was something like either $9.49 or $9.94, something like that. So like about $10 for a nice 2-wick candle. And the fragrance is lilac and vanilla blossom. I can't really smell anything. My nose is kind of stuffed up today, but it had a really nice smell when I found it at the store. And when I saw this, I had to laugh because her cat's name is Lilac. So anytime I find anything to do with cats or lilac, I immediately think of her, and that is what I get. Like I said, so they have 3 cats. So her cat is Lilac. The other 2 cats is JD, or Jack Daniels, and the other cat is Whiskey. So it's Lilac, Jack Daniels, and Whiskey are the names of their cats. So I've got these, so I'm going to wrap these up, and then I will be back to figure out the balloons. Right, so I'm going to start with the tissue paper first. So I always just layer this tissue paper, just kind of unfold it, just to make it look like it's really full of stuff, and I just kind of fold it down and around the outside of the bag. So I'll get this nice fullness effect. So the tissue paper doesn't actually touch the bottom of the bag. I don't really know if you can tell the way it's just kind of bunched in there. And then I'm just going to take each item. I'm going to start with this book. I'm going to slip the book in here, making sure that I'm not ripping the tissue paper, because I've done that. Wrapping, you know, books are heavy. And so next I'll put in the bag. Just gonna fold this up. That in the center there. Oops. So I'm just gonna get this tissue paper to go like this because I just kind of pulled it out of place. And then for the candle and the mug, I'm actually gonna wrap each one in a piece of tissue paper. Oh, and the watch as well. I'm gonna wrap each of these up in their own little piece. I always think it just looks so special if you individually wrap a few items that go into the bag. So just do it really quick, just a basic little wrap like that. So in that corner, I'm gonna take this bag out because I gotta get forgot about the candle and the mug and put those in first. So they can just sit at the bottom. There we go. And then the watch. I always find kind of wrapping the smaller stuff individually in the bag kind of makes it look like, you know, there's lots of little things, and it just gives, you know, adds something to it. And it looks like, you know, everything's not just thrown in here. It's like you took the time to kind of wrap everything individually. So now I will get this bag in here. There, so the bag can be right across the top so she can see Mickey's head. Everything is in there, so when you look in from the top, you just see, you know, Mickey smiling at you. And then I'm just going to pull this up and just kind of push this down so it kind of just covers the top. And then I'm going to grab the foil ones. And I just kind of take the two corners and just kind of go like this, and I'm just going to tuck each one in at each of the corners here. Except if the sticky side of this bag gets caught to here, I just about ripped my foil sheets. And then I'm just going to tie the handle. And then I will just re-fluff up the foil sheets, and then I might even add some of the other tissue paper to help fill it out as well. Just like some. And I'll write her name on there in a minute. But the gift is wrapped. And I've got her card mostly written out. I wrote happy 24th birthday, and I'll write her name and our names on there shortly. So I'm just going to set this right here. And now I'm just going to move this tissue paper and start blowing up the balloons. So I'll be back as soon as I get, like I said, it's 14 balloons. So I'll start with this foil ones. What I like about these foil ones is some of these have that fast release, and then some you have to blow up. But these ones here, they come with the straw. So you just have to help if you're pulling. It says to pull. Okay. There we go. I had to find a little thing. And you just push the straw in. If I can get this to go in. Like that. And just blow up the balloons. It's not working, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong, why there's no air going in it yet. I don't know. Am I not doing this right? Actually, I feel the air being blown right into my face. So. There we go. There's the number 4. Just took a minute just to get that in. And then you just kind of squeeze that shut as you pull out the straw. So like I said, now I'm just going to blow up the 2 and these other 12 balloons, and then I'll be back. All right, so I've got all the balloons blowing up. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to attach them to the little stand. And then I ran downstairs and I found a pack of these bamboo skewers, and I have a roll of pink duct tape. So I'm going to tie the balloons in clusters. I'm deciding how I want to do this. I have 4 of these confetti balloons and 8 of the butterfly. So I'm probably going to do, in clusters of 3. This, if I can grab another one like this. So I'm going to tie these balloons in clusters of 3, and then I can wrap the bamboo skewers in the duct tape, and then I can get them on here. So that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm just going to start tying the balloons into the clusters, covering the bamboo skewers with the duct tape. Maybe I'll just do that first, see how this will work. Just trying to figure things out. Just you have an idea and it doesn't quite, you don't. So I will need 4 of these covered in. Cover in the duct tape. And then I have the 2 straws that the other balloons came with, and I'm going to cover these in duct tape just so I can reuse what I've got. These straws came with it. I do want the 2 and 4 to be down a little smaller below that. If I wrap these, then I don't have to figure out and cut bamboo skewers. I've got 2 different heights already. So I'm just going to get my duct tape started here. If I can. Like that. And I'm just gonna lay this down. My fingers are stuck to it. So let's see, I think I can get all 4 wrapped with this one piece of duct tape. Or 2 for sure. So I'm just gonna up like that. I'll do that. And put the next one beside it. Put this a little further. There. Like that. And I can get this next one in here. Oops. It's not going to work. I'm going to have to get my scissors and cut that. So like I said, I'm just going to wrap the bamboo skewers in the duct tape. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just do this. I'll just continue wrapping this one and this one, and they'll kind of meet up in the middle here. So I've got 2 of them wrapped, so I'm just going to wrap the other ones, and then I will be back. So I got to grab my scissors and cut this. So I'll be back when I get all of the skewers wrapped. Okay, so I got all the balloons tied in groups of 3, and then I'm just taking some of this ribbon. Just going to knot it around the bundle of balloons, and then I'm going to just tie it onto the sticks. Then I'm going to add more ribbon to make it the nice curly, and then I'm just going to slip each of these into the little balloon stand here. I don't have a bigger space to work with. Okay, so I'm just going to do the last couple little bundles of balloons here. Oh, this is the last one. Then I got to figure out how these are gonna fit in the little stand hole. So they look like that, little bundles of balloon with the little stick, and like I said, some ribbon. I'm going to tie more curly ribbon on here, and then I'm going to use my scissors and really get this curled. Sometimes you can use your fingers to get it curled, but I usually find the scissors work best. Oh, that one actually works pretty good. I've got long enough nails right now that they can make the ribbon curly, so I'm just going to figure out how to attach these on to the stand, and then I'll be right back. Right, so there's what I've got so far, and then to get the balloons to be higher, I actually did 2 more bamboo skewers and taped them together. So I got 2 groups that are just on 1 bamboo skewer and 2 groups that are on 2 bamboo skewers. So now I'm going to add the 24 to the front here, and I'll be back when I get that done. Okay, so there it is. I've had 2 balloons pop on me, and then this 4 is slowly deflating, but I will fix that in a minute. I'll just undo the 4 and see if it needs more air, but I also had trouble blowing it up, so I'm wondering if the 4 has a hole in it. So if I can see if I can add more air, or if I just have to buy, you know, another number 4. But there is the balloon arrangement. So I feel bad when, you know, it doesn't quite look like a 4. I don't know. I That's okay. I said I will just have to play around with that, but that is the balloon arrangement as it is right this minute. So, and then I've got her gift wrapped as well. Yeah, so like I said, it's one of those things. I don't really do balloon arrangements. I just kind of wanted to try something different. Had an idea. It doesn't really seem to work, or it might work if I gave myself more time. Like I said, I might just have to buy another number 4 and just say, just cut that one off and then stick a new number 4 in there. If I can find one at the other Dollaramas. That was the last pink that they had at the one I was at this morning. If not, maybe I'll have to buy another, it doesn't matter if it's a different color, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do. With that being said, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who subscribes to my channels and watches my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.